Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to actually the second part of our Giant Room workshop. It's Giant Room Community Engagement through Hands-on Creative STEM Building. Our first session was last Wednesday. Hopefully you got a chance to be with us. If not, I did send out a recording that hopefully you'll be able to review as well. So I just before getting started, I'd like to just introduce our Giant Room team today. Actually, Rebecca, I'll probably turn it over to you for introductions, and you can tell us who's going to be with you today. So, welcome.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. For those who don't know me, who weren't here last week, I'm Rebecca. I'm the director of product at the Giant Room, and I lead the Giant Remix program. So everything we'll be talking about today, from creating publications to setting up your station, I lead that, and as well as with my colleague Maru, who will join us a little later. She's the director of instructional design, and she handles all the in-person workshops. So the big event kickoff event that we'll do for the program, she'll lead and plan with you. And I'm also joined by my colleague Rama. Let me spotlight you, Rama. You can introduce yourself.
Work with Rebecca. I'm the designer at Giant Room, and we'll probably also be working together through the remixes.
Awesome. Okay, great. Let me share my screen and we can jump right into the presentation. Okay, are you guys all seeing the screen? Yes, okay, fantastic. First, before we fully dive in, I just wanted to highlight this incredible display that Gail and her team put together at the Middletown Library Service Center. Um, these are all of the remixes that we did with, and I think even there are some that are in here, some other posters that we did last year with Connecticut State Library. And I mean, just wow, it's so amazing to see everything put together, and also the design of it is so great. So you see here comic books, trading cards, would you rather cards, animal hybrids, mini posters, also this really big poster here of a dream city with all these buildings. So it was just amazing to see this. So thank you, Gal. And if you want to check it out, you can go to the Middletown Library Service Center. Okay, so let's just do a quick review of what we talked about last week. So what is a giant remix station? It's a self-directed activity that lives on a table in your library for around 2 to 4 weeks. And at the station, there's a couple of materials, most importantly, printed mission sheets, which is just a worksheet that has that prompts kids to draw and write in a certain theme, and writing and drawing tools, of course. And this is for all ages and community members. A 2-year-old can participate with their parent and scribble on a mission sheet, to a grandparent, to an adult that does not come to the library with their child, but they want to also participate. It's for all community voices. And the process, you set up this station here with a poster with mission sheets. We'll go into that more today. Then your community participates. They grab a mission sheet, they fill it out, they submit it into this giant red box. Librarians take photos of these mission sheets, and then we create a final publication for you. Also last week, we looked at the feedback flow and avatar choice that all participants get to do if they write their contact information on the mission sheet. So if they write contact info for a parent, their email or their phone number, they get sent this link where they can look at their creation. They can pick their favorite avatar. Here I go. I picked this one. It's my favorite. They get to see how their avatar was generated from their original idea to how AI wrote their prompt to the final avatar, and then they get to give feedback on it. Say things they like about it, say things that they don't like. And then with this feedback, we get this feedback internally, and we make an edit to our avatars. And all of you were sent, or those who were participated last week, were submitted your mission sheet and were sent this link to participate. I don't think there's anyone here that submitted and did not get an email. I'm pretty sure everyone here. Heather, also, hi Heather, I think you weren't here last week. Is that right? Okay, Heather might not be at her computer, but if you would like to participate, Heather, there will be an opportunity to do so a little later.
I'm sorry, someone just came into my office.
No worries, no worries. I was just saying, I don't think you were here last week, right?
No, but I watched the recording. Yep.
Nice. Okay, great. So if you wanted to submit a mission sheet, you still can. So a little later, I'll show you
Okay.
how you can do so. Okay, so let's jump into all of your work and see what you created. So here, Maru's not here, but we'll look at her card anyway. So here is Maru's original mission sheet where she has Avo Girl, very cute, adorable little pigtails and haircut. And we took this mission sheet and gave her 4 avatars to choose from. This is the one that she chose. And her feedback that she shared was, the style is so cute. I like the colors the AI used. It can get better by making the avocado's nose bigger. And so here's our, here's the update that we made. A nice big avocado pit nose in the center. So we directly took this feedback and incorporated into the avatar. And then here is Mara's final trading card. So here's Avo Girl. Her favorite things are cool places, salads, and sushi. She has a 3-star power rating, and she can turn anything she wants into avocados. The avocados, when eaten, can give you powers, but powers vary depending on the avocado: flying, super strength, and invisibility. Wow, she's just the coolest. So this is Maru's trading card. Some other submissions from libraries last week. Here is Beth's mission sheet. This is Prudence the library cat. This was the avatar that Beth chose. She says, I like the background and the colors. The cat's expression is cheerful yet determined. This is really great feedback. And because she didn't give anything constructive, no changes, this avatar is finalized. And here is Beth's final trading card. So we have her original drawing, the avatar she chose without any changes, and then the written fields of her favorites and her powers. Here is Anne Harper's word bird. I liked her response for age. Older than the internet. Here's the avatar that Anne Harper chose. She says, I love the colors. And because there's no constructive criticism, we say avatar finalized. And here is Anne Harper's trading card. Her word bird's favorite things are reading to learn new words and songs. And powers is that she has thumbs to turn pages and open things. Claudette's mission sheets. Claudette, I'm very interested to see what you think of the updated avatar. So as this is a great example too, that kids don't need to draw. They can just write something and still, of course, we'll create their avatar for them. So here's the avatar that Claudette chose for Gary P., the radio host. She says, the style is so cute. Could he have less hair and be older, but without gray hair? And here is our updated version. Maybe it looks more like Gary, or maybe not. There's another round of feedback. You can tell us that he should not have a beard or something else. And here is Claudette's trading card. Gary P. Favorites, music, food, people, especially librarians named Claudette. And powers, 5-star power rating. Powers are community champion and music lover. And we'll be sending these cards to you after this session so that you can give a final round of feedback. That's also part of the new feedback flow, is that kids get to choose their avatar. Then they see their final trading card. They can give one last round of feedback, and then they're published. So don't worry, Claudette, if this still needs work, we'll make it happen. Oh, Claudette says in the chat, I'm very curious, can AI work with an actual picture of a person? Yeah, great questions. Definitely. Absolutely. There's some safety concerns or for children at least. If a child sent us their photo to put into the AI system, we wouldn't do it because we can't control once we upload something into the app how AI is going to use it to train itself to learn from. Uh, that's out of our control. But if an adult says yes, then of course you can send us a picture of Gary and we can upload it and make an avatar based on that. Awesome. Here is Matt's mission sheet. Matt, you always come up with such creative ideas. This is skate, a figure skating marker. Oh, and sorry, let me look at Claudette's message. Yeah, that would be very cool. Definitely feel free to email it to us and we can do that. Here is the avatar that Matt chose. Sorry, my Zoom screen is recovering. There we go. Matt says, I love the colors. And so avatar is finalized. I really liked this one too, Matt. I liked how the skirt looks like it's flowing, like it's in the middle of skating. And here's Matt's trading card. Skate's favorite things are figure skating, of course, bright colors and the spotlight. And powers are quintuple axle, glitter trail, and color changing. So cool. We also have Jessica's mission sheet for her cat, Leota. This was another great example of some feedback. So here's Jessica's original, or the avatar that she chose. And something about Leota is that she really likes bananas. But for some reason, the AI made the bananas almost like glowing garlic cloves. They kind of look like garlic. And so Jessica says, I like the cat in the background. I would like the bananas to be bright yellow and all around. And then here is the updated avatar where we've put the bananas everywhere and, of course, change these guys to actual bananas and make them yellow. And here's Jessica's final trading card. This is, I mean, Leota sounds like such a fun cat based on these descriptions. And here are all of our cards that we made last week. So awesome. So again, to confirm, you'll get an email with all of your cards. With the card that you created, you can give one last round of feedback to it, and then we'll send you a document where you can print them. And also want to highlight why this feedback section of the remix process is so important, and why we've even included it. And the three main things, first one is AI literacy. So as AI is exploding in every area of life and every job, it's so important that kids grow up knowing how to use it in a healthy and helpful way. So AI is not something that replaces their intelligence or that replaces their creativity, but it's just a tool that they can use to realize their vision. So just like a pair of scissors doesn't stop us from being able to rip paper apart. It's just a tool that we can use to cut the paper in a different way or in a more precise way, perhaps. And so AI is the same thing. They can build on their creativity, not replace it. Another reason giving feedback is so important is it's developing kids' critical thinking skills, being able to look at an image, at a text, at something that they made or something someone else made, and be able to pinpoint how can it be better, what's great about it, what's not working about it, and then be able to articulate that and give feedback to themselves or to someone else.
Yeah.
And then finally,
Sorry for
oh,
also. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. It's good to see you again. I'd also like to add that it's a really and it's something that I learned through speaking with a woman that we were having the giant room went to a block party essentially, and we had um kind of examples of our remix station, and we had some mission sheets out for people to participate. And this woman came up and she said that she worked at a nursing home and she thought that this would be really good for people who didn't have the best like fine motor skills to be able to draw something, but that they can still verbally say like, oh, I want to have a boy that's on a swing and there's a cat flying in the, I don't know, it's something that people who maybe can't actually draw that or maybe write it down, but they can express it to someone else and have them fill out a mission sheet and have their ideas kind of come to life with the help of AI. So I thought that's also kind of a really great way for um, people who are not able to kind of do it themselves can also participate and be a part of and have that self-expression. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, thank you, Mara. That's so true. And we've seen it with kids too. Giant kids who have participated in lots of remix stations with us, in our in-person programs. They're able to do these critical thinking and self-expression really strongly. They can make something or see someone else make something and say, "Wow, that part's so creative. What if you add this other element to it?" Or they can, when we create an AI avatar for them, they almost always have tons of things. Oh, but the cat's tail should be blue. It should be curved in this way. In the background, it shouldn't have stars. It should have planets. You know, their vision is so clear in their mind, and they're really good at expressing it. That's because they have practiced the art of giving feedback, and have done it so often. So yeah, totally agreed there with you, Maru. Gail says, my daughter was an intern doing creative art therapy with Hartford Hospital this year. This is a great idea for them too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And that's why too, in your library, for us, there's no age limit on who can participate. There, everyone's welcome. So that's awesome. Okay, fantastic. So for anyone who did not get to submit a mission sheet last week, you still can. Heather, do you have a mission sheet document, like a PDF? If not, or if anyone else here needs one, you can write in the chat, and we'll send you a mission sheet that you can print, you can fill out, and then you can submit to this URL. In fact, I'll put the URL in the chat right now. So here's the submission link. So if you go here, you can submit a photo of your mission sheet. And then, as I said before, for those of you who have already submitted your mission sheet and seen your cards, you'll get the trading card sent to you, and you'll be able to give feedback on it. Amazing. Before I keep going, any questions, thoughts, ideas to share about the trading card making process, the feedback process? Okay, amazing. Let's keep going. So how does the remix station process work from very beginning until very end? So first thing is that we're going to have a planning meeting with you live on Zoom, where you can share more about your community, about the programs you're already doing in your library, and what kind of remix station theme or publication type you would like to have. And then we'll develop an idea with you and solidify all the details. Then we send you a physical kit and a digital kit, digital just meaning a Google Drive folder, with all of the materials that you need to set up your station. So what that looks like is an introduction letter explaining all of the parts in your kit, helpful links that you'll need, also the red submission box where kids can put their mission sheet into. Of course, a couple of mission sheets. I'll share more on this in a second. Also the station poster. This is pretty big, like 2 feet by 3 feet. So it's rolled up in your station kits, all ready for you to put into the display stand. One thing that we don't include in the kit is a foam board to stick your poster to. It's just cardstock. So you can use something you already have. You can also use cardboard, but we will send you a link of a poster board that fits this size. So you can easily just purchase that from Amazon and have it to add to your station. Also, just a quick note, other librarians have put their station table against a wall and then taped the poster to the wall. So that's also an option. Also, we'll send you shiny silver paper, which is something that you've seen in a bunch of the photos of stations. So we'll send you that, element 2, plus samples of whatever your kids are creating at the station and a little stand to display them. So if kids are creating animal hybrid cards, there'll be 5 animal hybrid cards at the station that kids can look through. Not so much to get ideas, but a learning that we've had is that it's hard for families for the first time to know exactly what they're creating just from filling out a mission sheet. So when there's examples at the table, it gets kids and families more excited and makes more sense to them what they're making. And then there are also mini posters, and these are just 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper that have an image of the card, another sample with numbers and instructions about each element of the card, and these directly connect to the mission sheet. So, for example, question 2 says, give your character a name, and here, question 2, your character's name. So it's just showing where question 2 on their mission sheet appears on their card. And so all of this is sent to you in a box prior to the station launch date. Then, of course, the station runs for around 2 to 4 weeks, depending on your community needs, your programming. We'll decide that with you. And families come to your library, they complete a mission sheet, they submit. And then your team scans or takes photos of the submissions that are in that red box and uploads them to the app. One note here is that now starting this year, families can also submit digitally themselves. So on the station poster, let me go back. On the station poster here, there'll be a QR code and a link that they can scan and just take photos of their mission sheet like you all did last week and submit themselves. Totally, it's totally up to them how they want to do it. They could put it in the red box or they can submit themselves. Submitting themselves is often a good idea if a kid really wants to take home their mission sheet. Often kids are very attached to what they make and they don't want to leave it in the red box. They're like, no, but I love my little creature that I made. So this is a great option for parents to just submit using their phone. Ideally, both things don't happen. So ideally, parents don't take a photo of their mission sheet, submit it, and then put it in the red box, because then we'll have 2 copies. If that happens, it's all good. But you can tell families that ideally it's one or the other. Fantastic. So now all of the submissions have been sent in to us through our app. And then between 4 and 5, we are sending links to families for feedback so that they can choose their avatar, they can give feedback on it. We're sending them their cards for final feedback, and you can just sit back and wait for us to send your community publication. So we're doing all the final design elements, updating the avatars, and then sending it to print before sending it to your library. Okay, great. Before I introduce Jen, any questions on how the program works in practice? Okay, amazing. This is Jen, children's librarian at Ansonia Library. Jen is also a giant mentor and just a phenomenal librarian and so fantastic to work with. We've been partnering with Ansonia for, I think, 2 years now. First, we started with in-person workshops where we created remixed publications in a pilot program with the creations that kids made in the workshop. And then last year, Jen did their first remix station at Ansonia, which was animal hybrids. So kids create an animal hybrid combining multiple animals together. There's a genetics field, special powers field, and it was a huge success. There were 160 submissions, which was just amazing. We had to get 2 card decks because we couldn't even fit them all into one box. So I'd love to hand it over to Jen and hear about your experience running the remix station.
Hi, yes, good morning. Thank you, Rebecca. Hi everyone. Yep, Jen Stewart from Ansonia. I am not turning into the faceless student from Wednesday, despite what my camera is showing you all. So yeah, we successfully ran the animal hybrid program. If anybody is considering, if any libraries are considering or on the fence, I would say jump in with 2 feet. It's an amazing program to work with. Giant Room was super easy to just sort of everything was made for you. So it arrives, as Rebecca said, in a box and you unpack it, and it's like a plug and play sort of program. Um, just for us, the way that we did the animal hybrids is basically unpacked it all, set it up, and it was my suggestion that everybody who works in children's made one so that they knew and they were familiar with what the process was like so that they could be easily explaining it to parents and families when they came in. The poster is giant, which makes sense. And it takes up a huge amount of space. So if you do have, like Rebecca said, some place to put it on the wall, we happen to have like the 6 foot table. So I just sort of put it on the edge of one with all of the art supplies. And despite it being as big as it is, parents still weren't sure what to do. But it made it a lot easier when we pointed out that, number one corresponds to number one on your sheet. And then from there, they were like, oh, okay, we get it. It was really nice to see parents engaging with children in a program together. So this was something that they also were creating as well. So we had lots of parents who I would say, no, go ahead. You can make one too. So they were doing it side by side. Lap sitting babies would be scribbling on the piece of paper, and then the parents would sort of turn that into something. And so even infants, as young as 6 months, were creating with a little bit of a collaboration with mom or dad or grandma. So it was nice. We had lots and lots of great feedback from the program itself. My recommendation is to put as many art supplies out that you have access to that are not glitter, just no glitter. So we had the toddler egg crayons out, the regular jumbo crayons for the littles, and then, the fine markers and oil pastels and the thicker markers. So the more colors that you could put out, the more inviting it looked and the more children wanted to create. And we had numerous kids taking sheets home with them because they weren't done creating, but their grown-ups were done with the library for the day. So we encouraged them, as Rebecca was saying, to send in their submissions at home so they didn't have to come back. So just snap a quick picture of the poster so that they knew where to send it when they were done. So multiple families had stacks of cards that they had created at home. Some of the other just like housekeeping from like my end was to stay on top of it by scanning weekly so that as Rebecca said, we had a good number of families who created. So just staying on top of that so that you weren't scanning them all at once. And that was giving them a little bit of leeway to reach out to parents for the feedback so that they weren't inundated at the end of the program with 160 and having to do that so they could kind of chip away at it. And the way that we did it here, which I think lends itself to why it was so successful, is that we coupled this program with our public school spring break because we knew we would have a lot of foot traffic at the library. And that was successful. And then we also took it on the road for a Saturday kindergarten registration. So I set up the remix station at the public schools during their registration day, which was a great way for us to meet new families who maybe hadn't visited the library yet because their children were younger or had moved to town and didn't know that we had a library. So it was a great way for us to engage with parents while their children were occupied creating on the sheet. And then we were able to even register families for library cards and share our newsletter and tell them all the programs that we had up and coming and sign up a lot of new families, that way. So that was a 2-for-1 bonus that we weren't expecting, but we just took it on the road and it was quite successful there too. Let's see, just a little bit of helpful tips that we sort of learned along the way were, besides coupling it with a day that you, or a couple of days that you'll have a good amount of foot traffic, and taking it on the road, was that the I guess the biggest takeaway for us was to see that it was such a multi-generational program, which we don't have a lot of those in terms of everybody being occupied. We have a lot of programs that families come to specifically for their children, but this was something that even families were coming in to do together. So that was, that was just a nice thing to see. So I think that covers everything. Oh, one last thing. At the end of it, so you do all this, and then it goes to Giant, and then they are communicating, between the parents and the and Giant together. And then when it's over and they get sent to you, you could potentially eke another program out of it and do like a production party, so that when families are coming in to pick up their cards from you, the Giant sends a beautiful printed book so they can look through the book of everybody's cards and see what everybody made. And then when they find theirs, there's a little spot for them to be able to put their like artist signature on it. This card was created by, the name of the child who signed it, or in a lot of cases the, mom or dad's name or grandparents' name, who found their cards. So parents and children were equally thrilled to see, that the hard copy in their hands and to see it in the book. So it was a wonderful program. Highly recommend. If you have an opportunity or if you're considering it, don't think anymore. Just jump in 2 feet.
Thank you so much, Jen. That was awesome. And I didn't realize that I had known that you went to a school, like you took the remix station on the road, but I hadn't realized that it was for registration for kindergartners. I think that's so brilliant, because we suggest that you can do a kickoff event where the station is, but that's still in the mind of like creating and a family program. But I think it's so interesting to do like there's like a logistical kind of maybe even boring sign up thing, but then you have a activity that the kids can do meanwhile.
Yeah.
I think that's so smart.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Any questions that anyone has for Jen? Okay, great. I will share my screen again. Okay, there we go. And now Jen shared a lot of amazing tips, but we can review some more here too. So tips to run your remix station. So launching your station, we just spoke about this. You can hold a live in-person event. So if, let's say it's animal hybrids theme, you can have a whole animals workshop where kids are making animals with clay, with craft materials. Maybe they're using a 3D printer to design an animal. And then there's also the station where they can go fill out a mission sheet and submit it to create their animal hybrid trading card. And then after the event, the station would live on for 2 to 4 weeks after that, and it gets an excitement and buzz around the station. Also notifying families, your community via email and social media ahead of time. We see lots of libraries posting on Instagram that the station will launch a certain day, and then reminding them that the station is ongoing. And also inviting local schools to join and publish with you. So similar to what Jen was sharing about the spring break time. So that's a great time for, there's lots of foot traffic in the library, but also even more than that, we've had programs where schools come to the library for kind of a field trip event, and then those kids complete the mission sheet there too. So lots of different options of how to launch your event and get people excited and buzzing about it. Also, then managing your station. Once your station is live, we highly recommend setting a submission goal. So Claudette, for example, at Killingly always is shooting for the stars and is almost always saying 100, which we love, and almost always succeeding, which is amazing. So depending on your community, you know your library, you know your patrons. Maybe your goal is 30 for your first station. Maybe it's 15, maybe it's 100. And setting that goal, we'll be tracking all the submissions on our end, and so then we can let you know, oh, you're halfway there, you're 3/4 of the way there, and we'll send you some recommendations of how to get more engagement to reach the goal. Also sending reminders to families via email and social media. I mentioned this before. You can remind them that the station's ongoing. And the reason that we recommend 2 to 4 weeks is so that there is a deadline that families need to come into the library to complete the mission sheet by. So it creates a bit of urgency, like, oh, we got to get into the library before January 31st so that we can get that mission sheet in. And so the reminders on social media could push this urgency in that final date. Also, Jen mentioned this, taking photos or scanning the submissions regularly. That also just helps us on Giant End so that we can get the feedback emails to families out quicker. Because what we've seen is that the sooner that families get a response from us after they submit the mission sheet, the more engaged they are, the more likely they're to come back and submit another mission sheet or to tell their family and friends that they should come back. The more likely they are to come to the library to pick up their card. So the sooner you get the submissions to us, the better the engagement is all around. And also just making sure that there's always mission sheets and supplies at the table. One note here is that I mentioned in your physical kit that we'll send you printed mission sheets, usually around 20 to 30. But for stations that have a lot more submissions, you'll need to print some more. And how that works is this is a new feature, exciting new feature for everyone, is that there'll be a link that we'll send you for our app, and you can just click the number of mission sheets that you want to download, and it will download you a new batch of mission sheets with unique codes that haven't been used yet. So let's say we send you 20 mission sheets, numbers 1 through 20. Then you need some more, you go into this link anytime that you like. You can download 50 more, and it'll send you now 21 through 70. Math. 21 through 70, they'll send you a new batch because, as a reminder, every mission sheet needs to have a unique code. So mission sheet shouldn't be photocopied or reprinted from the same PDF bundle. It should be a brand new bundle, and now the app will allow you to do it yourself. So exciting. You don't have to wait for us to send you some more. And now also something Jen mentioned is not the launching of the station, but the celebration of your finished publication. So one thing we recommend to libraries is to do a publication party. This is totally optional. It's just an extra thing to create even more buzz around the program. And a publication party is where families come into the library to pick up their trading card, their postcard, or to also mini posters, and like Jen said, to sign the completed copy of the comic book, of the game book. And it's just a great way to see everyone come together that participated, see kids with their finished publication. It really the excitement is just really awesome. And of course, displaying the final publication on your shelf. So this was a publication party that we did with the New York Public Library. They have a summer writing contest, and kids write nonfiction, comics, and fiction. And then we published all of their writings in these hardcover books, which it's a little hard to tell in this photo, but these books are like 400 pages because kids submitted so many stories. I think there were like 215 submissions, and the submissions were pages and pages long. It was absolutely incredible. And so
They were hefty. They're very, very heavy.
And in fact, the reason we have 2 volumes is because we couldn't print, like the book company was like, sorry, you can't print that many pages in one book. We don't do that. So we had to split it into 2 volumes. So we created these publications, and you can see on the left side here, there's I think this is the comic book. So here are the kids' drawing of their comic, and then on the left side was their title, the author name, of course, what branch of the New York Public Library they're from, and then a place to sign their name. And I think this child got a prize, which is why there's a little. She was one of the winners of the competition.
Mhm.
Um, and so they had a publication party where all the families got to come, whether they won or not. Everyone was published, and they got to come to this event, sign their name in the book. And unfortunately, I wasn't there, but Maro, I think you were there, right? And like the
Yes,
energy.
I was there from start to finish, and it was incredible. Even before the event started, there was already a line of people waiting to come in. And it was just, there were a lot of other kind of vendors and people with different things, but the line of people waiting to see their creation on the book and then for the kids to be able to sign it was, huge. I think I have a video somewhere that I took of like how many people were waiting. And it was incredible. Like you could see children so excited, like showing their parents, like, look, this is mine. I made this. And then also being able to like sign it in person right there, share it with the people like next to them. It was just a very wholesome and I feel like it gratifying for the children as well to kind of see that their story had been published and it was there for people to see other than, their close ones. So yeah, it was wonderful. Um, and I want to do it again. So if any of you are up to doing a competition and want to do something similar, I know Giant would be really excited. But yeah, this was wonderful.
Amazing. And I think Claudette, you also had you did a book signing for one of your comic books as well. And you've sent us photos of that too, and kids like beaming faces as they're signing their books. If you want to speak on it, you can, if you'd like to.
Yeah, we did do that, and I did send you the pictures, and it was really cute. And we do have the books up on display, and our first original um book that we got because we didn't know this was gonna like keep going. So I won't have any wall space left, but even at our town hall, we have it in like a glass box, a shadow box. So it's kind of nice because it's always there. And, like that, we have a copy that everything circulates, but, the first two original, like, will always just be there, forever. So that's really great too. Um, and the momentum that comes from families that do it all the time, they didn't understand either. And now they do. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And another recommendation we have is that at these publication parties, these signing parties, that your next station can launch. So families who are coming to pick up their trading card or to sign the book that have participated, then can also participate in the next station. And it's also a way to get new families to come in to participate in the new station and then see kids getting excited about their cards and signing their books creates even more then they, oh my gosh, I have to submit to the new station. This looks amazing. And we have all of these ideas. Oh, it's a cycle, as we've been saying that it doesn't just finish from just the publication itself and then it's over with, but that it lives on your library shelves and that you can use it in a continuous way. So we have this handbook, we call it Remix Activation Handbook, for ideas and suggestions of what to do after you've finished the publication and you have it in your library. So some ideas here, and we will send this to you after you complete your remix station. So some ideas here are publication party, which we've been talking about. So there's lots of suggestions in here, recommended steps, tips. Also, you can do a trading card scavenger hunt. So many of the programs and activations that we've listed here are asynchronous. So it's not necessarily an event you have to hold. Publication party, of course, that is an event. But a bunch of the ones in here are things that can live on the front desk or a library shelf where kids can be participating in it throughout the year or throughout the month of March, however you'd like to do it. So this is a trading card scavenger hunt where kids have to go through the library, find cards, and then they tell the librarian, oh, I found it and I'm going to hide it in a new place. And they tell the librarian so that, of course, they know where to find them. Also, sorry, Gail mentioned a good event to invite town officials to as well. Yes, definitely. Some other ideas here is library trading card trade-off. So families can come to the library and perhaps on a table or the front desk are 5 cards. And kids can come in and they can take a card, but they have to replace it with another one. And this is a great way they can replace it with a Pokemon card, or they can replace it with another one of their giant remix trading cards that they've made. And now kids across the community are trading their cards with themselves, but in an asynchronous way. Also, if you wanted to do small group workshops or game night at the library. So if you're doing one of the libraries we worked with, Gun Memorial, they have a coding class, and they used some of the character cards that they had created as a spark in their coding class. So in order to start the class, they said, oh, pick a card from this character deck, think of a story for it, and then they used that as a way to guide the rest of the coding class, where they would take that character and then use Scratch to make the story come to life. So more ways for kids to take these publications and continue using them. Also, another really fun idea is to have a raffle, which can raise money for your library, and kids can submit their card to be selected for this raffle. And if they win, their character, their alien, their animal hybrid would be made into a plushie. And there are companies that do this. You can send them a photo of a drawing or of the AI avatar, and it'll be made into a plushie. And Gail had another great suggestion that teen volunteers at the library who are in home ec classes where they're learning to sew, they can also make the plushie themselves with crocheting or with sewing, a sewing machine. So that's also another fun idea to get even more community members involved in the program. If you have a 3D printer, you can print the building, the character with your 3D printer. Kids can learn how to use 3D modeling software like Tinkercad or BlocksCAD to create it too. So that can be its own workshop, a series of workshops. It could be another raffle that if they win, they get it printed. Also an animation raffle. So another amazing thing that AI does now. Why is this little guy here? I don't know why it's, sorry. Let me go back. Another idea for a raffle is an animation raffle. So AI generation softwares now can make little videos, which is just incredible, and often long videos, also incredible. And you can, if the participant wins that raffle, they could submit their card and we would take their avatar and make it dance or make it spin around, or if it's a dragon, it would blow some fire. And it's another way to keep their idea going. So those are just some ideas, and as we work with all of you, we'll add to them. All of these ideas in this book have been inspired and contributed to by the librarians that we've worked with. So I'm sure as we continue, we'll add even more. Even Jen's fantastic idea of doing the remix station at a kind of a boring event where kids would be like, Mom, I want to go home. That could also be something that's incorporated into the handbook. Awesome. Before we continue, any questions on managing your station, launching your station, celebrating the station afterwards? Okay, great. Let's talk about giant lenses. So this is going to connect to this year's program, and the theme of this year's program, and all of what will connect all the stations together. So giant lenses is a methodology and a way of approaching creative STEM education that Giant has developed. And each giant lens is a way to frame how we teach creative STEM to kids. So Giant has 10 different lenses, and it's kind of like a hat or a pair of glasses that we put on, and we can see the same activity in a whole new light. So we can think like a maker, an inventor, an artist, a designer, an engineer, a storyteller, a mathematician, a hacker, a scientist, or a techie. These are our 10 different lenses. So we'll just look at a couple together today, and I'll explain a little bit about each one. So think like a storyteller. Storytellers communicate captivating narratives. So a storyteller is a person who really understands the mechanics of a story, how to engage others with characters, with conflicts, with resolutions. And they will use language to write books, to create podcasts or music. They might even build with Legos and then create an animation to tell and communicate their story. So they're always thinking about narratives and language in order to communicate. So for example, in the context of remix stations, a remix station that has the lens of a storyteller is Dream Up a Character trading card station. So kids are, the first step of their storytelling process is creating this character, and the different fields on the character, in these cases, favorites and special powers. These are have a storytelling lens. What are this character's favorite things? So now you're thinking, oh, well, what is this character like? Why do they like pizza, the color red, in football? And then, oh, if they like football, maybe in the avatar drawing, I should add a football. And they like football because their father was a football player, right? So now all of a sudden are crafting this whole narrative just by answering these different field questions and drawing their character. Yeah, so this is just one example of a storytelling lens. Now we can also think like a techie. So techies are super comfortable with all things technology. If they see a problem that they want to address, or something they want to solve, they are drawn to technology to solve it. So that could be 3D printing, that could be using a computer, that could be coding with Scratch, that could be going and using AI. And they are not using technology just for the sake of technology, but to take advantage of these tools to make something better, improve the quality of life, change the world. So an example of a think like a techie lens in one of our giant remix stations is the high-tech wearables trading cards. So same trading cards as we just saw before. It's also a trading card, just like our character trading cards. And in fact, here, this little image of the mission sheet, they look pretty much the same. There's a red speech bubble and there's some questions in black ink. But the way that the questions are framed is now a whole different lens of looking at it, and that's changing the way that kids are approaching the problem, the creation, the questions, versus compared to the character cards. So here on the high-tech wearables, kids are designing a piece of fashion, something that they can wear that includes technology. So they're thinking of the tech specs. So if you go onto Apple's website and you look up a MacBook, it'll say tech specs. Oh, it has this RAM, it has this amount of gigabytes. Clearly, I'm not a techie because I don't really know what it has. It has this amount of memory. And so they are thinking that way about the piece of technology that they're creating. And then also the care instructions and the battery life. So all things that are tech related compared to the character cards here, where they're thinking about the special powers and the favorite things of their character. So the action of completing the mission sheet looks the same, but the lens is very different. One more lens, think like a designer. Designers know how to build useful products. So they understand the process of user design. They are empathizing with the user, which is user research. They're ideating based on that. They're prototyping their idea, they're testing it, and they're repeating that process over and over again. So a designer might want to make something more beautiful. They might want to make something that's really user friendly and fun to interact with. Or they might want to address a user need, like a problem. And designers bring new ideas and a fresh look to fashion brands, to different games, or a new product that has never been invented yet. So an example here in the giant world of design, think like a designer is design your own postcards. So now it's a slightly different publication type. And these are joke postcards, which are meant for April Fools, but libraries do them anytime because we like jokes any time of year. And kids are creating postcards with the silliest, wackiest characters, and a joke on it. Often the jokes don't make any sense, but that's why we love them, and that's why kids are learning how to tell jokes. It's great. This one is very cute. What do you call a bee with wheels? A car bee. I didn't really get it, but it's so cute. So they're designing a product. They're bringing humor to a postcard, and that's the designer mindset. One more lens, think like a scientist. So scientists are always looking to discover something new and trying to make sense of the world around them. So they're asking questions, they're experimenting, they're testing their hypotheses to understand how things work, and ultimately discover new things. And they also want to share these results with the community. So one example is our animal hybrids cards. So this is the remix that Jen did at Ansonia Library. And kids are discovering their own animal hybrid, combining multiple animals together, thinking about the genetics of that animal. So in this case, 10% cuteness, 10% grow, and 80% puppy. Very cute. And that's how they're thinking like a scientist. So if we were to compare animal hybrids versus if we think animal hybrids, we can think like a storyteller and make an animal hybrids card, or think like a scientist and make an animal hybrids card. Here's just a quick example of what the questions on the mission sheet, how they would change. So if we're thinking like a storyteller while we're creating animal hybrids, we might ask, where is your animal from? What are your animal's favorite things? Who are your animal's friends? What are your animal's special powers? So we're crafting like the narrative around this character, which is our animal. Versus if we now think like a scientist, we are not asking where's your animal from. We're saying, what habitat does your animal live in? We're not saying what are your animal's favorite things. We're saying, what is your animal's diet? Instead of friends, we might say, what living things have a symbiotic relationship with your animal? What are your animal's special powers? Instead, we're saying, what is the genetic makeup of your animal? So already the questions have a totally different way of thinking compared with storyteller and scientist, and yet the action of completing the mission sheet is the same. But this is how you can bring creative STEM through your the remix stations that you run in your library, and how you can expand the program, even if it's still a piece of paper that kids are completing. And of course, these lenses don't just apply to remix stations, they apply to all creative STEM. If kids are actually coding, if kids are using a 3D printer, if they're doing science experiments, doing math, these lenses all apply. So now to this year's theme. which is civics to celebrate America's 250th anniversary of signing the Declaration of Independence, and all of woo, and all of the stations will be civics themed. Before I jump into civics, anyone have any questions on giant lenses?
I think you mentioned it last week, but especially with the animal hybrids, sometimes the percentages are not going to add up, and that's fine. This is think like a scientist, not think like a mathematician. So we're good. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's actually a great point, Maru, too, that just because we're thinking like a scientist doesn't mean that we're thinking about real things on Earth, right? Like this nana nana nana. I don't even know how you say that, right? This is not a scientific creature, of course, obviously. This 50% chicken, 50% dog that is underwater, strangely, interestingly. So it's not about being scientifically accurate. Or if you were an engineer building a building that actually, or designing a blueprint where a building would actually stand up and not fall over, but it's about the process of thinking. So their thinking, their genetics, like Mauro said, might not add up to 100%, but what they're thinking is, oh, the DNA makeup of this animal is what they're thinking is comes from all of these different places, and that's how this animal evolved. And so that thought process is really what the lens is about, not necessarily the accuracy of the
Yeah.
information. Awesome. Okay, so civics. So civics is not exactly one of our think like a civicious. I don't even a politician. I don't know what that would be, but we can our civics lens could incorporate a bunch of different giant lenses. Some of which are storyteller. So if you're working in civics, you need to communicate well your idea for your new law, or why your point of view is important. That's huge in civics. Also, hacker. The hacker lens, just quickly, is about breaking systems, seeing new ways of doing things, and uh, kind of ruffling up the system. So not necessarily it could be through coding, which is how we usually think of a hacker, but it could also be through entrepreneurship, or in this case, government. Maybe this law that we just take for granted of course. You have to cross the street at the crosswalk, but maybe a hacker might see a whole new way of writing the law that would benefit everyone even more. Also mathematician, if we think about economics, and data and statistics, that's super important in civics, and as well as artists. So an artist lens is, oh, artists are really great at communicating ideas through visual medium. So communicating advocacy or social change through art, through painting, through music, through animation. And of course, in civics, advocating for your idea is super important. So a couple of ideas that we'll share for some civics remix stations. I'll share now, and then in a little bit we will also brainstorm some new ideas, because part of this program is that we don't just do what we say, but we develop an idea and co-design an idea together. So here are some ways that we can incorporate civics into remix stations. So one is Laws of the Land, which is a trading card and game book combo. So in Laws of the Land remix station, participants will create a deck of laws and rules. In this case, Josie has created the law Ice Cream for All, which I don't even have to read the preamble and the provisions. I think that sounds like a great law. I think we should sign it into existence immediately. So on the cards, kids will decide their law. They'll illustrate something to represent it. In this case, of course, an ice cream cone. And then all of these cards can be used to play a game where families can talk about civics, spark meaningful conversations about government, legislation, the Constitution, and of course their community. So if we look at this example here, Ice Cream for All by Josie, the two fields at the bottom are the preamble, which is a description, but using a vocabulary that would be used in lawmaking. So the preamble here says, it's important that everyone gets ice cream because it is delicious and makes everyone happier. Agreed with Josie. And then provisions field share this rules and laws instruction. So how do people actually follow this rule? And Josie writes, schools must give out ice cream to all students every Friday, and all community members can also go to their local school to pick up some ice cream. Sounds great to me, Josie. That sounds fantastic. And then the last field is who the law benefits. So perhaps it benefits only kids, perhaps it benefits everyone, perhaps it only benefits pets. They get to decide who their law is for. Another idea is designing your own Oval Office if you were to be president. So this is kind of mixing civics with a design lens, in this case, interior design. So every year, or sorry, every term of presidency, presidents can change up the Oval Office to meet their aesthetic taste. And if kids were president, how would they design their Oval Office? So in this case, Tayel, who's 9 years old, he just went above and beyond. He's like, I don't forget an office. I want a cottage. I want my own cottage on a hill. And the style is cottage retro futuristic. Sounds very fun. And in this cottage, there are sunrooms and an outside patio, lots of paths to walk and think, a floating desk made of clouds, and paintings of aliens. Ooh, interesting. A little conspiracy there. So while this is focused on design, most of the card, kids are also thinking, well, if I were president, how would I work the best? And Tayel says that it implies here that he needs to walk and think a lot in order to make good decisions. So this is another idea for a remix station. And then, of course, each child gets their own trading card with their Oval Office design. And there would also be a lookbook that would feature kind of like a magazine of all of the different designs that kids created. Another idea are Dear Democracy postcards. So these are postcards that kids can write to one of their elected officials to share something that they think can be improved in their community. And these are actual postcards. I might have some here, or maybe I don't. These are actual postcards that on the back have space for kids to write the address, their return address, and even a personal note. So these can actually be sent in the mail to their elected officials, and they would share who they would like to write their postcard to and their request for community change. This is a remix that we have done a bunch, and in fact is in that great display in the Middletown Library Center. So these are trading cards plus a large poster of different buildings, dream buildings that kids would like to see in their community. And so here we could see there's Dragon Warehouse, Staircase Castle, and it's prompting kids to reimagine their community if it was designed for them. What would they love to see? So it's combining architecture, engineering with civics. And finally, we have design a flag for your very own country. This one, kids as president are creating their very own country. They get to decide what their flag looks like and the laws of the rules in the country and how these laws and rules benefit and support their citizens. Okay, and now it's our turn to ideate and come up with some ideas. Before we do, any questions on any of the ideas I shared? Good.
Oh, good.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm gonna share a whiteboard. share a whiteboard. Okay, you all should be able to draw and write on here. I am going to add some prompts. One sec. Okay. So when coming up with these ideas, it's kind of overwhelming to think like, what's the final product going to be? Like, is it a trading card and what's the trading card have on it? So instead, let's start just thinking about the civics topics in general. So first, let's just have one category where you can write ideas or ideas is even bad, like subcategories / themes of civics. So that's one over here. So for example, I might write presidents. There's a million things you can add here. So that's one. Another way of brainstorming is that we can think about books that maybe your library is already thinking about to display for the celebration of the 250th anniversary. So books related to civics, not physics, to civics. And another one is events and programs that your library is already doing. It could be related to civics or not. It could have nothing to do with civics. It's related to civics or not. It could just be an author is coming to our library, or we're having Killingly did a really fun event for the Barbie movie, was it? Or there was a Taylor Swift event. You guys did something really fun. Yeah, Taylor Swift. So, for example, you can write that here. I'm laughing at Mars' GIF. It can have absolutely nothing to do with civics. It could be the Taylor Swift event that you're holding. Okay, great. I'm gonna put on some music, and we can take 5 to 10 minutes for us to add here. And if you're not able to add, you can also write in the chat, and then we'll add for you too. Any questions on what we're doing now?
No, all good. I'm just making it more interactive.
I love that, Mars. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to you. It won't be so boring. Okay, great. Put on some music.
I don't know what to prefer this one. You know, this is really funny because yesterday a cousin of mine sent on the group chat a news clipping of me of when I was 8 years old, and they were doing this thing about asking us about world problems or just like something that we would want to fix in our world. And it was me and my twin. My twin brother was like, "Oh, deforestation." And so I'm like, "Okay, that's the problem. What's your solution?" And he writes, or he said, like, "Oh, for every tree that we cut down, we're gonna plant two." It's, it's a wonderful solution. Of course, I read my part of the clipping. It's like, okay, what's the problem? And apparently I was devastated about wars happening. And they're like, okay, so wars, what's the solution? And I wrote, I'm gonna email the president. And that's it. Like, that's it. And it's just really funny because they take pictures. I'll send it on the Zoom so you guys can see. It's very uh exactly what we're doing right now. It's in Spanish.
That is really funny and adorable, Mara. You are a natural storyteller,
I
civics.
know. I, ahead of my time because I was emailing, this was back in, if I was 8, that was like 2000. Um, so email existed, but it's not like it was a daily use or like people, I would have access to email. Um, yeah. I had it in the chat. Might be too small to see, but
Okay, maybe we should share some things that you all have written already. So here for subcategories or themes of civics, we have presidents, natural resources, real or fictional. That's very interesting. Arts, culture, community, town history. It's also very interesting. Books related to civics, Duck for President. That sounds very fun. I'm already getting ideas from that one. Also for events and programs you guys are already doing, local author discussing inventors of color, some local. Who wrote that? That's interesting. That was Matt. And there's in your town, there's inventors of color, like historically?
Yeah, there's at least one that the author mentioned she's going to talk about, but yeah, it's going to be for uh next year for America 250, but sort of doing incorporating like some local history. They're going to try to do like America 250 like nationally, a little bit locally, stuff like that with through different events.
Awesome. Oh, that sounds so cool. That sounds so cool. And inventor of color. That's just wow. That sounds so interesting to me. Amazing. Thanks for sharing. Also, Ben Franklin's birthday. When is that? Sorry if I should know that. Whoever wrote that, I'll add the actual birthday. Mara goes, I don't know. Let's see. Ben Franklin's birthday. January 17th.
When?
January 17th.
Mm.
Okay. Fantastic.
Fun fact, it was
Okay.
Mexican Independence Day yesterday.
Happy
Yeah,
Mexican Independence Day. You know
thank
what's so
you.
funny? It's Chilean Independence Day tomorrow. For those
Is
who don't know,
it?
I live in so yeah, it's quite there's like in fact, speaking of civics, there is a law here, a very, very antiquated law that requires you to hang a Chilean flag outside of your window, and if not, you could be arrested for Chilean Independence Day. You must. That's not enforced anymore, but it is still a law.
Wow.
And isn't that funny? So there's Chilean flags everywhere. Um, so speaking of funny laws,
Wow.
um, yeah. Oh, okay. This is already a
Yeah,
great
one more
list.
fun fact I wanted to share. Today is the anniversary of the signing of the Constitution. So
Oh, wow. Sorry, Jen, you just cut out at the end. You said
oh,
the
I
signing of
said
the
today is the anniversary of the signing of the US Constitution. So in 1787, the Constitution was signed on September 17th.
Wow.
wow. Look at that.
Yeah, we're full of
I
fun
knew
facts today, you guys.
Yeah.
we really are. Amazing. Amazing. So I'm sure we can fill this list even more, but if we just started here for a sec, I'll share some ideas and then everyone can just jump in and also feel free to write on the board too of how we can turn these things into um, a remix station and then a remix, of course. So I'll just pick a random one. Duck for president. I'm gonna add a little, maybe I'll add a little sticky notes. Where are the sticky notes? Here they are. So for example, we could do, and I'm just brainstorming here, so it's not necessarily a good idea. We could do a deck of cards of the silliest animal presidents. So you pick an animal, you're purposely making it super silly. I mean, maybe I guess I should read this book. I don't know. Maybe the duck is very serious, but duck for president sounds a little silly. So it could be like my cat for president, my gerbil for president, and then it could say why this president, this candidate, this president, wow, this presidential candidate is great, what they stand for, what they're running for. Um, but then it's pretty silly because it's a little animal. So maybe silly animal, um, presidents, trading cards, president, trading cards.
Oh, I just looked for the summary and it's a farm duck becomes tired of his chores and runs for office, winning the farm election, then the governorship, and eventually the presidency.
That's great.
And
That's
then, yeah, he loves the president and returns to the farm, taking a job doing chores. He leaves the presidency because he realizes that it's a lot of work and it's not that fun.
that's very funny. Um, that's very funny. A feel on the card could be why people should vote for him, just like the duck explained. Um, and of course, we can think of lots more uh, fields to add to the card too. But that's just one idea that popped into my head for this one. Um, also for town history is very interesting. There could be um, it could be like fun facts, uh, trading cards or game cards, trading cards or game cards about your community. It could also be some sort of like instead of buildings that you dream up, it could even be buildings that are in your community, like key, and not even buildings, but like key or like special places like the town plaza or the mailbox on 34th Street, or things that kids really love about the local playground. Rama says these could be postcards too, like souvenirs. So fun. So fun. Let's write that. Souvenir postcards. Oh, I love that. And then they're like thinking like a designer too. Souvenir postcards of their favorite
town.
Oh, I got it. I'm getting excited about that one. That's really fun. Their favorite places or even like things in town. Amazing. I've been kind of rambling on with ideas. Anyone else want to share an idea? There's no bad ideas here.
Trying to think. And with any luck, it'll be their library. Yes.
Yes, glad that agreed. Well, if no one submits that, we'll just add one into the deck. We'll just include it. Yeah.
What that was the example of the ice cream one, was it just a general kind of law that you, or was it about like a day in the year that you want to dedicate to something?
Ooh, the idea was just laws in general for your community, but I like that. Like,
Yeah,
like
like
national.
like
Yeah.
if you would want to celebrate one thing for one day where everybody, it's like Labor Day or like 4th of July, that everybody has to take off. What would that be? And so, someone can say like, oh, ice cream day. And so everybody has to eat ice cream somewhere public and have uh games. I don't know. Or like read a book day or
So like a new national holiday.
exactly.
Exactly. But just for their community. That's so fun. That's a really fun idea. Oh, so good. Okay. Let's go over to this side over here for Ben Franklin's birthday. Oh, sorry, Rama says in the chat, creating spaces for their communities like art centers, play areas, maybe pet areas. Love that.
Yes.
I'll add that. That could be another one connected to their town. So trading cards. So it's kind of like the Build Your Dream City, but it's more community focused. So the questions would have that civics lens kind of. Trading cards. Gail says for Ben's birthday, Connecticut or town inventors, and what would you invent? I love that, and that connects to Matt, to what you were mentioning your event is on. That's really fun. Let me write this one for Rama. Trading cards centered on creating community spaces.
Excuse me.
Gail's idea. Town inventors. That's really fun. Or, oh yeah, like it's like making yourself a historical figure that you invented something that will that people will talk about forever. I don't know how we can word it better than that, but town inventors, make yourself a historical, or maybe you are a historical Person for inventing something amazing. Again, I can think the wording. But it's like a set of trading cards. It could be a set of trading cards, or it could also be with the invention that you made. But it can also be even like a comic book of like tell your inventor story. Tell your inventor story, something like that, which also makes me think that there could be a historical figure comic book where kids have to pick a historical figure in their community, in the nation, and then tell the story of that person, either real or fictional. They can have Ben Franklin like on a ship to Mars.
Gail also said, or an invention to help the community now.
Or an invention to sorry, Gail says, I see. Yeah, great. Invention to help the community now. Using real historical figures, but fictional stories. Matt says, for presidents, what would your first pet be if you were president? It's really fun. What would your first pet be? Oh, what I like, it's like, yeah, that's really fun. It's like a new what's the word? Position in office, the first pet, instead of like the first lady or something. I don't know if that's what you meant, but that's very fun. What would your first pet be if you were president? So fun. Let's see. Natural resources is a really interesting one. I'm trying to think. That feels like there can be some sort of like some
Like
sort of game.
ways
Yeah,
to generate, like new ways to generate energy. And so it could be like um maybe linking it to the invention. Maybe you come up with an invention where uh poop, cat poop from litters can be reused in this invention, and it generates, provides electricity because cat has certain, no, I don't know, vitamins or things in their poop that just, when combined with the invention, just make a lot of energy.
yeah, there are a lot of cats. So this could be excellent, Maru. You might have just stumbled upon something fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, I really like that. Renewable energy connected to natural resources. That's interesting. Rama in the chat says, Gail says, natural resources could also be a favorite place in town.
Oh yeah, like if your town has like a, I don't know if this is what you mean, Gail, but like a like a water. It wasn't like a hydro plant that like waterfall then turns and creates energy. I, I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so fun. Waterfalls, forests. That's awesome. Rama says, that could be like a dream planet country and what resources it would have and how will they be used. So kind of like creating
Yeah.
dream, your own dream place and yeah, and what resources would be there. That's so interesting. Okay. Let's put an arrow there. This is already an amazing list. I feel, and also this, Matt, your event here connects to this, but I feel like there's even something interesting with colors, like specifically, I don't know, colors in civics, something with art, um use color to make a poster to advocate for a something you care about. Posters to create some to advocate for something you care about. Amazing. Anything else? Any other ideas? I mean, this is already so good. Gail says town mural created by kids and families. So fun. Oh, Gail, that's a really good idea. Let me show you guys something. Town mural created by
I think I know what you mean.
Kids and families. Gail, that's really okay. So, that the idea I get from that is that every kid would create like a little their trading card of some sort of design, and then each kid gets their section of it, and it becomes like a tile that then you make like a huge that a library would get like all of the tiles together.
What if it's like a
Amazing idea.
puzzle piece?
That's also fun. Design their own puzzle piece. I don't know if we could do that, but I love the idea. Puzzle piece, a collaborative mural. Let me show you guys this this amazing person. If I can remember his name.
Too late?
What's that?
Oh no, I said Irv Tule.
Oh no. Oh, he's this I will find it and I will send it to you all because I don't think I'm going to remember it now. But he goes around the country. He has this project where the signature project. Ha ha ha, I thought of it. I remembered it. Where he collects signatures from people in certain colors and in very specific places, and he's making a gigantic mural signed by like people all over the world. The signature project. And he does like a show, so you go see like his a show with music and with art, and then you get to go up on stage and sign his mural. Here it is. Let me stop sharing for a quick sec. And also I see that the comments in the chat, I'll go back to that too. Okay, so we won't play the whole video, but this is so cool. So this is all of these that you see there. Let me go back. Here we go. This is created by signatures, this piece of art. So if you zoomed in, all of these are people's names that they've signed. And you go, when you go up, he gives you a specific color to sign your name in a specific area of the mural. And this is just one section of the mural. The mural is like gigantic, huge. Anyway, highly recommend looking into the signature project. It's very amazing. Let me go back to the whiteboard. Okay, so in the chat, Rama says, could be an artwork representing something they love about the town that that can be put together in the mural. Totally. Oh, Claudette says, we did that. Yes, actually now, Claudette, I remember that. Created a community puzzle. They took a piece home and decorated and then put it together. Yeah, that was amazing. That's amazing. Town mural created by kids and families, design their own puzzle piece or trading cards. to create a collaborative mural about something they care about. So awesome. Any other ideas here? Any other things to add? Okay, amazing. So this, of course, just a brainstorming session. And when we meet with your library, we will dive in, actually come up with something concrete. You can choose from the ideas that we shared. We can go take from one of these ideas or even create something totally new. And Gail has another idea. They could do a self-portrait to put together in a mural of posters of their community members. That's also amazing.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Or self-portraits. To show all the community members. Yeah, that's amazing. So good. So we will keep developing these ideas. We will work with your library, set up a Zoom meeting for those who are participating. And let me share my screen again. Here we go. To show you just a quick timeline of what this will look like for participating libraries. So depending on how many libraries sign up for the program, there will be, you'll do between 2 and 4 remix stations from October-ish through the beginning of June. So October, November, your first remix station is launching. Then between December and February, if you, this timeline is if you do 4 remix stations, which would be the max. So then December, February, your second one would launch. By March, all libraries participating would have completed at least 1 remix station. Then the second phase of the program starts in April, where there's a kickoff in-person family event at one library, which will be one of the participating libraries. Your third remix station would launch. In May, your final remix station launches, and then by the last week of June, you will get all of your published printed remixes. This is the latest, the very latest that it would happen, because perhaps if your last remix station is in May, you'll get it way before the last week of June. And then, of course, July 4th, you can celebrate the 250th anniversary with your community using your published remixes. And then what's next? To participate, Gail, please correct me if I'm wrong. They should reach out to you to share that they're interested. And then once we have the list of libraries that are participating, we'll email all of you to schedule our first planning meeting. And there'll also be monthly meetings that all participating librarians can join to see what we're all doing, learn from each other, share big wins. Like we like to call them. And also, finally, we'd love your feedback on these PD sessions. So I'm going to, in the chat, put a link where you can give your feedback. And we would love to know, before you leave, your feedback. Amazing. Any questions on the timeline, the process, the next steps for participation?
Actually, Rebecca, if I could just add, yeah, I'll probably send something out to everyone with, because depending on how many libraries want to do this, I'll probably have some kind of thing for you to send back to me as, why you're interested in it, or, just some other information. So we have, can select the libraries, and especially since there will be remix stations, but also one in-person event. So I probably will want to know as well, if you want to be doing that, send me something good. So I'll put something out probably in this next week, since we do want to have the first things set up for the October, November timeframe. So just keep a lookout for an email from me.
Awesome, Gail, thank you. Fantastic. Any final thoughts, questions, ideas?
I'm excited.
Me too. I'm very excited. I'm excited to work with all of you. I'm excited to see what your community creates. And once you've finished the feedback form, you you can have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. And thanks for being here. Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much, Rebecca, Maru, Rama, and all of you attending today. It was great to see you all. And like I said, we'll be in touch soon. So have a great day.
Thanks, Gail. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.